comes.
Oh, there were just
Coming on.
Yeah. That's a good
Oyez! Oyez! Your Majesties, people of the East, I herald in Baron Jozef Ludwiczak, here to talk about his coming into chivalry. Jozef is a personal friend of mine and is one of the most excellent, most solid, most trustworthy people. You would not understand on the field what kind of monster he is when he gets out there, whether with bow, with sword and shield, with spear, being on the unbelted team, being baronial champions. He goes forth and he is a terror on the field. But he is just such a gentle person, you would never expect it. And I bring forth to you, Jozef.
Light show. I really dipped it in the water. Yeah, that's awesome.
Joseph, we put to you a question and set you to contemplate whether you would join the right and noble order of the chivalry. And we would have your answer to that question at this time. Very good. Your Grace.
Joseph, a long time ago you accepted that belt. You feels to me, I must have trusted that.
Please make yourself comfortable. From the worthies of the various orders. Is there a companion of the Order of the Laurel that will speak for this candidate?
Your Majesty, I bring words from Yelgiva of the Hazel Thicket, known as Shira. I am honored and humbled to write as a laurel for this man as he's elevated to the Order of Chivalry. The word I would use for Joseph is steadfast. He's just always there, being Joseph. I remember him winning the tournament baronial champion at Barony Beyond the Mountain, while Dinsdale and I were Baron and Baroness. He had so much fun being our champion. We were not what you would call flashy as Baron and Baroness. We saw ourselves as more as enablers than as leaders. We encouraged people to do the things they loved, rather than telling them what we thought they ought to do. And Joseph took that idea and ran with it. He was there for us, and his prowess on the fighting field made our barony shine. The arms of the barony were added to the belt worn by the winner of the tournament of baronial champions held at Penzig by dint of Joseph's prowess, and I was utterly delighted by his joy in winning the tournament. As an artisan, as a laurel, the older I get, the more I appreciate the fundamental and foundational and extraordinary beauty of the works that underpin and support our society. The clean, clear calligraphy rather than the flashy gold leaf. The sturdy woven fabric that underlays the glittering trim and the embellishments. The strong, smooth gray steel of the sword blade, more than the gems encrusting the hilt. This is Joseph. This is the art he brings to the East Kingdom and to society, the art of being there. And this is why he is my hero.
Who from the Order of the Pelican will speak for Joseph?
Your Majesty, that is my honor. I am Baron Ryan McWhite, and the companion of the Order of the Pelican, and it is my pleasure to speak for this man. As long as I have known of him, I have known of his service. I'm sorry, I'm standing right in front of the silent herald, and I apologize. As long as I have known him as a servant. If he's not fighting, he's working. If he's not on a heavy champion team, he's shooting for this kingdom as an archery champion. I can't count the number of reigns that I have been behind the thrones, and there he is, helping out as a retainer, as a guard, as just a member of the staff. This man has worked as long as I have known him. He is my peer. And it is a very good thing you do this day.
Is there a companion of the Order of Defense that will speak for the candidate?
I am Maestra Anastasia de Mont, and I claim that right, Your Majesties. I have known Joseph since I first started fencing. Enough years ago that I'm not going to specify for the sake of all purposes. However, I still have known him for less time than several of his other speakers. I didn't know him well initially, but it was still clear that he was kind, thoughtful, and hardworking, and that he was capable of creating pretty much anything he set his mind to. Which leads to why I'm here, of course. One of the things that the Order of Defense is called to speak to is perseverance. And even then, I knew that he had that quality in spades. I saw his commitment to the experimentation required to make amazing things in a huge variety of mediums. But since then, I have seen so much more. I've seen him go through a variety of knee surgeries and come back to do everything he did and more. I've seen him walk miles downhill in the desert heat, paddle a boat against the headwinds for hours. I've seen him go weekends, sleep-deprived and uncomfortable, all for other people's fun. And throughout all of that, I have seen him stay gracious and helpful and ready to do more. This attitude has also always been present in his time with the society. He spent so much time fighting, learning, improving, and building. And through all that, he also supports others, ever gracious and courteous. Joseph will be a boon to the Order of Chivalry, and he is absolutely my peer.
Who from the Order of the Rose will speak for Joseph?
I'm Chatrakom Megahanta, and I would like to speak for the Order of the Rose. One of the most courteous things Joseph ever did for me is he saved my life. Many of the members of Loch Levin and Maestra Anastasia were hiking Mount Katahdin when we did the dumb thing that adventurers are never supposed to do. We split the party. I am slow. Most of the younger hikers were faster than I was, and I was holding everyone back. So about a mile from our first summit, we sent the others ahead while Robert, Joseph, and I decided to just summit the lower peak. And then we were going to meet everybody at the bottom. That mile took forever. We had already been hiking for hours, and so Robert leapt ahead to figure out where we were, how far away we were from the top. The landscape had turned to boulders, and the wind picked up, and I am not lying, it lifted me, it began to lift me off the mountain. And I had a full-blown panic attack at like 5,000 feet. Jeffo tackled me, and he slapped me to the ground, and he held me in place until I got my wits about me again. Panicking while hiking this particular mountain is a swift way to die. He kept me calm and safe until Robert came back, and then he graciously refused to mention that I'd had a moment of weakness, letting me curate my own tale of woe, and then denied that he had done anything gallant at all. Your Majesties, you have asked a wonderful question of a wonderful man today. From my experience as his friend, I trust him to be a shield for the weak. And I trust him to be a shield of the very strong, but the very exhausted. Majesties, he is my peer.
Is there a member of the Order of Chivalry that will speak for the candidate?
I would claim that right. Majesties, I'm Carl Mustafa, Master at Arms and a member of your Order of Chivalry, and I would speak for this man. May I address the populace? To say that Joseph is unobtrusive is an understatement. But in all the years that I have been in this land, or most of them, Joseph has been there. He is also steadfast. And in all that time, I have admired this man. With good reason. He is courageous without being brash. He is generous without having expectations. He is noble without being ostentatious. And yes, his prowess is there. It's been proven on the field many times, on me, for years. But I ask you all, if you haven't taken a moment, please look at this man. Notice his face, notice his demeanor, and notice him from now on. He is a man worth knowing. And I would say that his greatest chivalric virtue is humility. He wouldn't say it himself. But he is the avatar of humility. And I admire that most of all. Your Majesties, this man is my peer. And I ask that you please bestow him with that attention which only you can give. And let him be known this day and every day forward as a knight.
You seem very excited about it.
These attestations having been given and heard to be true, we would have the Order of Chivalry.
Their Majesties would have their Order of Chivalry.
Is there a belt? Are there spurs?
There are. These spurs, as of yesterday, did not have any lineage yet. They were just owned by me. But today, during your vigil, all the chivalry that came in and spoke to you and imparted words for this journey you're about to embark on held these spurs on them at some point. And now I'm going to give them to you so that you can carry their words with you. And And as an aside, I think it's appropriate that I give him my spurs. Because for years, every time I leg this guy, he always seems to end up killing me.
Is there a chain?
Again, there is, Your Majesty. And this chain does have a lineage of some renown. This chain was originally held by Duke Lucan von Drachenklaue, and it was passed down to Duke Edward the Grey. And then it was passed to Avalder Val Bjarnarnson. And then it was passed to Raffen the Bonesetter, and then it was bestowed upon me. Now I give it to you.
Is there a sword?
Yes, but also no.
Yes, but also no. Very good. W once for honor. W twice for glory. W thrice. Knight. Society. You have your own this time. I, Brennan,
And I feel it,
hear your words,
and bind you to them
as we have bound ourselves,
on the stone of clothes. There are many virtues,
and justice is their creed,
which you these,
and more.
for the council has remembered,
Doth take us,
for the world.
there will now be a buffet. This is a ceremonial blow to the face. Joseph and I have discussed this, and I have his consent to do so. If this would upset you, please take a moment to turn away. Please rise. And let this be the last blow you accept unanswered.
Brennan and Keelan Ardree and Ardregan of the East Kingdom, to all of noble and gentle birth who may hear or see these words, we greet you well. As we return from campaign, we find it meet and just that we recognize and reward those who bear arms and defend our crown. The deeds of Jozef Ludwiczak, both on the field and off, are worthy of note. Thus he comes before us, bows down before us, and we, conscious of merit, do elevate him to the station of knight, donning him with a belt and chain and spurs thereof, and do award him arms by letters patent, done by our hand in our barony of Carolingia, scroll by Jan Bogdansky.
I have tried to make a habit during our reign of recognizing all of the articles who have worked on things. Is there, did somebody make the belt?
Fox were made by his former squire, Sir Colin. I think we them and held together.
Thank you very much. And the clothing that you are wearing for your elevation.
Fair enough.
Please, reach your word.
For Joseph, newest knight of the East Kingdom.
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Here, hey, that's not a problem.
Once came a warrior fresh from the field, kneeling before his king he came. When he had risen, he was a knight, and his fealty to his king he gave. I was born on this field, I was raised in the wars, and today you didn't make me a knight. Though someday my sword may grow rusted and dull, I will live by my oath till I die. Great grew the knight, and his fame it did spread, and ne'er before his foe would he yield. Though great were the numbers, he ne'er met defeat, as he sang this song behind his shield. I was born on this field, I was raised in the wars, and one day you didn't make me a knight. Though some say my sword may grow rusted and dull, I will live by my oath till I die. Old grew the knight and retired to a farm, said the king, he no more will be called. Through honor and duty this knight served me well, so to his king he sang this song. I was born on this field, I was raised in wars, and one day you made me a knight. Though some say my sword has grown rusted and dull, I will live by my oath till I die. War stalked the country and the king was in flight. His knights, they could not win the day. Along came the field, rode an old aged knight, and as he charged the line, some heard him say, you were born on this field, you were raised in the wars, and one day they didn't make you all knights. Though some say your sword may grow rusted and dull, you will live by your oaths till you die. The knights they did rally and slew all their foes. They began to count the dead. They found the old knight and took him by slain foes, and with his dying words to his king said, I was born on this field, I was raised in the wars, and one day it made me a knight. Though it seems my sword has grown rusted and dull,